everybody, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. First of all, I want to say thank you to everybody who has viewed, liked, commented, or subscribed to my channel after I uploaded my very first video last week. I know the internet can be full of mean-spirited people, but I truly felt welcomed with such sweet messages of encouragement and congratulations. So I wanted to say thank you again for the warm welcome. As I mentioned in last week's video, I do not have a very large purse collection, but in today's video I thought I would go ahead and share the small but mighty collection I do have. So let's get started. So my very first luxury handbag, and the handbag that started my whole luxury handbag obsession, is the Papillon 26 that my husband purchased for me for my birthday back in 2006. At the time I had been carrying around a fake LV multicolor pochette accessoire and a fake LV multicolor Speedy. I know. At the time I was 24, I didn't know any better, and it was something my dad had purchased for me back during when he was doing a lot of trips to Korea for work. Out of the blue, my mother-in-law had mentioned that she had always wanted a Louis Vuitton purse. So we decided to go ahead and take her to the Louis Vuitton boutique in the Saks Fifth Avenue here in Austin at the time, so she could look at the bags and pick a few that she might want in case we decided to purchase her one in the future. I went ahead and asked SA if I could look at this bag. After a few more minutes of looking around, we left. A few weeks later, it was my birthday, and my husband presented me with my very first Louis Vuitton brown box. I was absolutely floored that he remembered which purse that I looked at in the store and that he went out and purchased it for me. He decided that it was a good time to go ahead and ditch the fake purses and for me to get my first real authentic Louis Vuitton. I'm pretty sure he regrets that decision because he helped create my luxury handbag and luxury goods obsession. For a bag that's 14 years old, it has held up extremely well. I exclusively carried it for the first year or two before I got pregnant, and it just wasn't practical for carrying around baby stuff anymore, so it got shelved for a while. Now that my son is 10, I am able to carry this around more. I just grab it and go, which is nice. So I'm getting a lot more use out of it these days. It is definitely something that I will be keeping in my collection forever because of the sentimental value, and I hope that one day I can pass it on to a daughter-in-law or a granddaughter. When he purchased this for me back in 2006, the retail price of it was $565. And so with tax, it came out to a whopping $611.61. I don't even think you can get a wallet from Louis Vuitton for that much these days. I don't know whether to laugh or to cry at how much Louis Vuitton has increased their prices over the years. I know that the prices weren't going to stay the same, and that it was only a matter of time that they raised the prices. But yeah, so if there is a bag that you are wanting, get it. Get it now before they go ahead and increase the prices in a month, in 2 months. I mean, the way that they're going this year, I'm sure we're in for another 4 before December comes.
So my second luxury handbag was the Louis Vuitton Totally PM that I purchased in 2010. We had originally purchased this for my mother-in-law for Christmas that year because she was the one taking care of our son while my husband and I both worked full-time. So as a token of appreciation for everything she did for our son and for our family, we went ahead and purchased her first Louis Vuitton that year. So if we gave it to her for Christmas, how did it wind up in my collection? Well, she loved it to bits. I think she carried it around for a couple of years before finally the straps snapped. And so we took it to Louis Vuitton and they shipped it out to have it repaired. By that point, the vachetta had a nice golden patina, which she loved. But when we received it back, it was the very light and very bright vachetta, and she was not too fond of the differences in the patinas on the straps. So she gave it to me, and we ended up buying her a brand new Totally PM in the Damier Azur for Mother's Day that year to replace this one. And she loves that one just as much as she did this one. I am actually very excited that this one is in my collection because when I received it, I didn't think I had a use for it, but my son was still little, and I realized that I could pack some of his essentials into it and still carry my stuff in it and just grab it and go. It served a very great, as a great alternative to a diaper bag, and had I known it was going to be so handy as a diaper bag, I probably might have sprung for the MM version and used that as my exclusive diaper bag. So that's my second luxury handbag. My third luxury handbag is the Louis Vuitton Rivington PM in the Damier Ebene. I had purchased this when I heard about rumors of a price increase. So on a whim, I decided to swing by the Louis Vuitton boutique here in Austin again to see if they had it in stock, just to see the size and decide whether or not I really wanted it or not. When I got there, I opened it up to see the inside, and I saw the new price stickers that were inside of them, and so the rumors were true. And when I told my husband that, he said to go ahead and buy it because he had planned on purchasing it for me for Mother's Day and my birthday that year. So I got a little earlier than I anticipated, but leave it to those price increases to make me make my impulse purchases. So I purchased my Rivington PM back in 2012, and I put my purse purchases on hold for a little bit because my husband and I decided to build our first house together. And when you build a new house, there are just so many unexpected expenses, and the bank was looking at our bank accounts, and it was probably not the smartest move to go ahead and keep buying luxury items. So, and plus, when we finally did move into the house, the new house became my obsession, trying to furnish it and make it feel like us. I finally felt like I got there in 2017, and I felt comfortable enough to go ahead and make another purse purchase after a very long hiatus. So the very first purchase I made after that nice little break was the Gucci Soho Disco in the rose beige color. I just loved the color of this because I did not have anything in this color in my collection, and I just thought it added a little more, it went better with some of my spring and summer outfits. I love the carefree nature of it, that it's a crossbody that's adjustable, which was great because at the time I no longer had to carry all of my son's stuff anymore, and I just loved that I was able to throw it over my shoulder and I can chase after him wherever he is going. I found it kind of cumbersome and uncomfortable to carry around a hand carry purse, and then shoulder bags were kind of a pain for me because inevitably the strap would always fall down, and I just felt it was not nearly as comfortable as a crossbody would be. I purchased this as a anniversary present to myself. I had been looking for it for a little while, started to see that it was getting sold out. It was hard to kind of find. I ended up finally finding it at the Gucci boutique in the Neiman Marcus here in town, and I have enjoyed carrying it over the years. So my next luxury handbag purchase was a bit of an impulse buy because I am impatient. In 2018, I had fallen in love with the Louis Vuitton Pochette Metis in the reverse monogram, along with everybody else in the world, because it was never in stock. I stalked the website, I checked store availability, it never became available. I even added it to my Shop Tagger app to let me know when it did become available, and I would always get the notifications when I was asleep. So, and then I'd miss out on them when I woke up. So I kind of finally gave up and found an alternative, and it was the Louis Vuitton Twice, also known as the twin set in the Empreinte leather. I just fell in love with the embossing of the monogram all over this bag. I felt it was very understated. I had never seen this before, and I just absolutely fell in love with it. It fit all my criteria of being a smaller bag, and again, it could be a crossbody. So we added this to my collection for Christmas in 2018. So my next luxury handbag purchase was definitely an impulse buy. My husband and I were walking through a luxury handbag consignment store here in town, and I just happened to see this purse out of the corner of my eye, and it was the Chanel Timeless Ziparound Cosmetic case. When I first saw it, it was in horrible shape. It had been flattened and stored squished. They did not do any sort of like stuffing for it. They sold it as is. I decided to take my chances with it because it was $695. I figured I would go ahead, take it home, steam it, stuff it, see what the leather surgeons had to say about it, whether or not they thought they could do anything about it. I did hear from the leather surgeons, and they said they thought it was in pretty good shape considering how old it is. It is from the 90s. It is a very old vintage piece. So again, we used an authentication service to verify that it was authentic. They had their own authentication service, which I have read mixed reviews on, whether it's bad or good. So for peace of mind, I went ahead and had it re-authenticated. I even had the lovely folks on the purse forum go ahead and authenticate it for me as well, and they confirmed it was authentic. Again, it met my criteria of being a small bag again. As you can see, it has the hardware for a crossbody strap. When it was new, it did have a crossbody strap. This one did not. So I went ahead and just ordered one from Watteau that looked very much like the, the classic Chanel straps. I had this one custom made with that shop. And so we added this one to my collection for Valentine's Day in 2019. It's definitely a unique piece for me. I don't see it out and about very often, and I see very few listings for it on the secondhand market, and when I do see them, they're usually going for over $1,000 up to like $2,000, but of course it is they are in pristine condition. I have toyed with the idea of sending it off to the leather surgeons for a spa service, and then my husband is kind of a perfectionist, and he would like me to send it in and have the zippers replated because they are very faded. But other than that, I'm very happy with this purchase, and because it is so well loved, I feel like I don't have to baby this purse, which is great because I can be quite rough on my purses. I have since seen the light, and I don't bang up my purses as much as I used to, or I try not to anyway. Sometimes you just don't think and you just throw things around, or and scratches and scuffs just happen. So my next purse was most definitely an impulse buy, but I knew I had to have it after it finally became available after months of stalking the website, and it is the Louis Vuitton Pochette Metis in the reverse monogram. I was still obsessing over this bag even though I had received the Louis Vuitton Twice in the Empreinte leather for Christmas a few months earlier, and I just could not get this bag out of my head, and I just happened to be looking on the website, and I saw the magical words "place in cart" on the screen, and I just knew I had to get it. Yes, my husband was a little perturbed that had I just been a little more patient, I could have just gotten this bag to begin with, but I am still happy that I got the Twice in Empreinte leather because I absolutely love the embossing of the leather on that bag, and I definitely think it's more understated than just carrying around a fully monogram canvas piece. So I do like to carry that around on like date nights. And at the time I purchased it, it was $1,890. It has gone up
a few times since then, but now I will say that they are finally becoming available because there are other bags that have become the new it bags. So I don't think the demand for them is as high as they once were. And I was actually able to see one in person in the wild at my Louis Vuitton boutique a few weeks ago. So I was kind of like, oh, okay, I guess people have moved on. I don't care. It's a keeper. I am never letting this one go. After I finally got my hands on my Pochette Metis, my husband said that would be my anniversary present and my Christmas present for that year. And I was totally okay with that because I felt like I had finally reached purse peace. But he did surprise me one day by asking me if there was anything else I wanted for Christmas, maybe another handbag. I knew I wouldn't ask for another luxury handbag because we had spent so much money on luxury handbags that year. So I had been watching a lot of YouTube videos comparing an item from a contemporary brand as a great alternative to the Louis Vuitton Pochette Metis. I had hoped that maybe someday in the distant future I would be able to add the Empreinte Pochette Metis to my collection, but with the insane price increases, I don't foresee that happening for a very long time or ever. So I went ahead and ordered the bag to see if it would be a true alternative to the Pochette Metis, and it was the Coach Cassie. I ended up getting it in the Colorblock because I wanted to go ahead and add another light colored neutral bag to my collection because I had added so many black purses to the collection in the previous 12 months. So overall, I do think it's a great alternative to the Pochette Metis in structure, in size, in the compartmentalization of it. It does have a removable, adjustable strap like the Pochette Metis. And I will do a comparison between the two in a later video, so stay tuned for that. But unlike the Louis Vuittons, I was able to get this on sale. I was able to pay 1/10 of the price of what I would have paid for the Empreinte Pochette Metis at Louis Vuitton. I ended up paying only $200 for this. I bought it on sale from Lord & Taylor, and I got cash back from Rakuten. So it was kind of a no-brainer to go ahead and order it, and I am very happy that it is in my collection. I loved my Coach Cassie so much that I decided to go ahead and add a second one to my collection in the color Aurora for Valentine's Day this year. I haven't been able to carry it around much this year yet because soon after I purchased it, we went into lockdown due to the pandemic, but I cannot wait to be able to take it out and about. I felt like I had enough black and light neutral color bags in my collection that I went ahead and decided to bring some color into my collection. So the last bag in my purse collection is the Louis Vuitton Alma BB in the Epi leather in the color Galet. If you're new to my channel, I did a complete unboxing of this last week, and I will go ahead and link the video in the description below. With that being said, I'm not going to go into too much detail on this bag, and there you have it, y'all. That is my complete small but mighty purse collection. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, I would love it if you would give me a thumbs up, and if you want to continue seeing videos like this, I would love it if you would hit the subscribe button below. Thanks again for stopping by. I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Until then, bye!